In 1984, in a small Texas town called San Antonio, a 17-year-old boy named Ruben Cantu became the center of a story that would haunt the American justice system forever. It all began one night when two men were working on a construction site. They were robbed and shot. One man died. The other, seriously injured, told police that two young Hispanic males were responsible. But there was no physical evidence, no fingerprints, no murder weapon, just a single wounded eyewitness and his memory. Weeks later, police received a tip that pointed toward Ruben Cantu, a teenager already known for petty trouble but never for murder. They went after him hard. But here's what they didn't tell the public. Ruben wasn't even in town the night of the shooting. He had been miles away, visiting a friend. Still, detectives built a case on shaky ground. They pressured the only surviving victim, Juan Marino, to identify Ruben. At first, Juan said he couldn't recognize the shooter. But under police pressure, his story changed. He pointed at Ruben Cantu's photo and said, "That's him." That single statement sealed Ruben's fate. At trial, Ruben maintained his innocence. He told the court, "I didn't do it. I wasn't there." But in Texas in the 1980s, being young, poor, and Latino often meant your voice didn't matter. Prosecutors painted him as a cold-blooded killer, and the jury needed little convincing. He was sentenced to death. Ruben spent nearly 10 years on death row. In that time, he grew up behind bars a teenager who turned into a man waiting to die. People who knew him said he was calm, respectful, even hopeful that one day the truth would come out. But the truth came too late. On August 24, 1993, at just 26 years old, Ruben Cantu was executed by lethal injection. His final words were, "I'm innocent. The truth will come out." Years later, the truth did come out. The surviving witness, Juan Marino, came forward with a heavy heart. He admitted publicly that he had made a terrible mistake. He said, "I was pressured by the police. They told me to identify Ruben. I didn't want to, but they made me." Even more shocking, the co-defendant, a man named David Garza, confessed that he had lied in court too. He said Ruben wasn't even there that night. He was innocent. An investigation by the Houston Chronicle exposed the full story that Ruben Cantu had been convicted and executed on false testimony, police pressure, and a complete lack of evidence. No murder weapon was ever found. No DNA. Nothing but words. Today, Ruben's case stands as one of the clearest examples of wrongful execution in modern American history. Even the district attorney who once defended the conviction later admitted that the system had failed him. Think about that. A young man executed, not because of what he did, but because of what others said he did. A life cut short by a system that chose speed over truth. Ruben's story is a haunting reminder that the death penalty doesn't always find justice sometimes. It finds the wrong man. When asked years later if he believed Ruben was guilty, the witness who once pointed the finger said softly, "No, I'm sure now. He was innocent." But by then, the state of Texas had already taken his life. Okay, you, don't stay silent. Like, share, and subscribe for more true stories of injustice. Because the more we talk about them, the fewer innocent people will die in silence.